Episode 33 of Inside the Rapper Studio. I'm going to be completely honest with you folks. This is my roughest week in my life. So I appreciate everybody's patience with the show and how everything's going. So this week it's a little bit of a rocky road, but nonetheless, we're still pushing. We're still making sure things are going through consistently over here at Swayze TV Live. Benny, you can send the request. Thanks everybody for your patience. Got an hour late charge on this one. Basically, it's a lot of things going on right now, so just keep me in thoughts and prayers, things of that nature. Yeah. So besides from that, we're going to get a solid interview out of this. We're going to get a great conversation out of this, and we are going to have some great content out of this. Episode 33 in the building. We have the Empress herself. We have Benni Harding. Benni Harding, thank you again for joining me today.
No problem.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm here. I'm still on this planet. That's all that matters.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I call it Sonic Blue. So, episode 33 of Inside the Rapper Studio. I'm your host, Square Swayze. Today we have the wonderful Benni Harding building.
Trent.
Benni, thanks again for joining me today. With every episode, basically there's a origin story being told about the artist that's on for this day. So, could you tell us how everything got started with the artist known as Benni Harding?
Well, it started on Harding Street in like the 90s, the first time I decided to write. So that's where it started. I started writing music probably like 8 years old, had a karaoke machine. And then whenever I would go through things, I would just write it down and kind of make raps into it, but not really taking it serious. Fast forward, I still was writing, but it never dawned on me to really make a career out of it. I wrote my first freestyle or my first like rap and like let somebody hear it probably like 6 months before I moved to Maryland from New Jersey. So I was like, all right, I let another friend of mine who his name is Lou Nadi. He's from Jersey. He's in Atlanta right now. But I sent it to him because he was trying to rap too or whatever like that. So he was like, yeah, I fuck with it. Keep going. Like, yeah, it's fire. And matter of fact, it was Jock and Jay-Z freestyle. But yeah, that's how long ago it was. Jock and Jay-Z. So then boom, 6 months later, I moved here to Maryland. At the time, I didn't have a car. I didn't have no friends. I didn't have no job. I literally moved here with nothing but my tax return. And I had my laptop. And mind you, I moved here with my mom and my stepdad. But my stepdad was traveling. My mom was away at work. So I found myself picking up the laptop that I had that had the web camera. And I ended up putting freestyles up on YouTube. And the rest is kind of history. But even though I'm not even going to say that because I did that for a good 6 months. I was building a bit of traction on YouTube, and then I got a job, I got a car, I got friends. So I kind of put it on the back burner because I'm like, all right, like I'm not thinking to be a rapper or artist or anything at that time. I was just trying to go to school, do like the traditional thing. So I actually started a massage company. One of my friends had an event. Well, was having an event in Baltimore called Here RC Sounds. Her name is Janika G. Ali. I came there to be a vendor as a massage therapist, and Cheyenne Fuji Da Vinci was there. And she was like, yo, because she was like doing vendors, music, like, because it was Here RC Sound, whatever. She was like, yo, ain't no girls on the bill, yo. What you doing? Why you not rapping? Like, why you not performing? I'm like, mind you, I haven't done anything since YouTube. So I'm like, first of all, why are you here telling me this? You rap. So she's like, yeah, you should do it. So I'm like, mind you, I don't have no songs, never performed. I done had this 1 5-minute conversation with her and then signed this whole contract saying I perform it in a month with no music. So long story short, I ended up making music, did my first performance about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know. I haven't been counting, honestly, but about 5, 6 years ago. And I just been, ever since then, I've just been on this journey with music and just evolving.
Good stuff. Good stuff. The song that I wanted to talk to you about first is your latest single, Never Chillin'.
Okay.
Can you talk to the people about how you came up with this song and how it came to be conceptually?
Okay. If you're a young lady like myself, you tend to get guys who approach you. They don't know how to approach you, and even if they do, they just it go left. It go left somehow, some way. And in my frustration, I wrote this song that was sent to me by a producer called Hood Star. And the beat was actually called Never Chillin', and I ended up turning
Right
it into
that.
that.
So, did you have any visuals planned for this song?
I actually did start shooting one. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to release it yet. But if not, I will definitely be releasing a visual very soon with my next single. This was kind of like a let me get my feet wet type thing because I haven't released music in a while. So I'm not too pressed about a visual. Someone did reach out about doing one, but I told him if he can think of something, because honestly, the idea I had for it, we can't do now in quarantine.
Right.
So I gotta switch it up a little bit.
Got you. With music videos that's out today, do you feel as though you kind of stick out from everybody else? Because I do see your visuals from time to time, and they are like clean, they're like well shot and everything. Do you feel as though you stick out from everybody else visually?
I feel like I do. I still honestly believe I could have even better quality. So, I feel like I do as far as storytelling goes when I do decide to creatively direct like a visual, like my visual drain. I don't know. Whenever I create, it happens based off of my life, and I never just create one song about certain situations. It becomes like 5 songs to complete the whole idea of what happened, and then somehow it ends up being a visual because I feel like I can't really tell the song, say the song, sing the song without completing the story visually. That's just how I am. It's like incomplete to me.
Gotcha. So I want to give a few shout outs to everybody that's in the building right now. Huge shouts out to Ricky Jacobs. Shouts out to Justice. Shouts out to Graffiti Tech. Shouts out to Sophie. Huge shouts out to Sophie.
Yeah, he from Philly. We
You
got my girl Christina in here. She in Baltimore. My cousin Nicole, she in Philly. Got a lot of love in Philly.
These shouts out to Philly. Do you feel like
that's family right there? That's home right there for me too. I'm a Jersey girl, but I spent lots of time in Philly.
That's a continuous story. Do you feel like with your time in Philly, is it big Baltimore like everybody else says?
It's different in Philly. It's not the same. I would say maybe the aesthetics, maybe, but the people are different to me. Absolutely. That's what sets Philly apart for me. Yeah.
What about musically? How different is the scenes from there from those different locations?
The Philadelphia music scene is more developed, I would say. I've always gone to the club and met celebrities in Philly, like always. And I mean, I've met some in Baltimore, but it was a regular thing just to be in the club and that night you're there, you know, this person's there. Like, it just will happen like that. That happens more so now in Baltimore too now, but back then when I was living there, it happened all the time, like all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So for the ones just walking in, that was the latest single, Never Chillin', by the episode 33 of Inside the Rapper Studios. Wonderful, wonderful guest, the Empress, Benni Harding. Benni, once again, thank you for joining me on tonight's episode and answering these very tough questions.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Don't sweat it. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was pretty much being that Jersey environment and just packing your bags and coming down to Baltimore. Could you explain that experience to us from an artist standpoint?
Um, it was very. It had its ups and its downs. So the downside was because a lot of people that I've met here, their network is people they went to school with or they went to college with or whatever. And I really didn't have that network like that. My network was back home. And even though I still stayed connected with them, it was kind of hard if I had a show for all my friends or family members to come and support me the way, you know, artists here can just have their family and family members come. However, though, on the flip side, I did move here when social media was becoming a thing. So that made it way easier. I met so many people just through Facebook, just through Instagram, through Twitter, just networking like that. So I had the connections in Jersey, but at the same time, I was still able to build a network here. I feel like it challenged me a lot. It challenged me a lot.
Gotcha. Do you feel as though like it's a necessity to reach out to new people and kind of build a somewhat new team in a new area, or would it be more beneficial to like stick with that same team but kind of bounce in between the two cities?
Honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out because for a while I would only go to Philly or Jersey or even Delaware to record because I just didn't know anyone here, and music is something that's close to me. I know some artists can just do it, but for me, it's usually about my personal life, so I need to be around people I can trust. So for a while I was doing that. However, I did build a team here too. Shout out to BJR and Christina. Christina's his wife, but him, Inkwell. It's a bunch of producers and studios that I've Chauncey Wright. Like I feel like it's balanced now. I feel like I could go either way with it. Like
Gotcha.
it's balanced.
That's what's up. So the next song I wanted to talk to you about was called Ride.
Yes.
Could you tell us how everything came to be with this song? And you also have a visual for this, correct?
Yes. Shout out to BJR again. That was actually the first song he and I produced together. I had just came off of doing Drain, which was like more of a dark, more soul type of vibe. And I was like, I want to make happy music. I want to make people feel good. So we created that bad boy in about 30 minutes after he told me I got there at like 10:45. He said by 11:30 you're going to have a hook and a verse. No, he said you're going to have a beat and a hook. And by that time I was leaving to go to work. I was on my way out the door with the mix from that, going home to write the verses and whatever. So it just had it so easy.
Do you usually do like speed demon writing sessions like that?
With him, yeah. That's why I like creating it because we don't think about it. We just do that shit. Like, we just do it. It's like, that's the one thing I like about creating with him because he has such a freedom that you don't have no choice but to be yourself and just sing that shit however you hear it in your head and don't think like too much.
Got it. So I wanted to talk to you about the video as well. How'd you come up with the concept of the video?
I worked with creative director Shimmy. I gave her the concept originally about meeting a guy in a car, but then I'm like just trying to because I have done Uber and Lyft, so I wanted to tie the entrepreneur side into it and maybe make him like a ride. But then they was all thinking about the licensing, and then I was going far out, like about to do partnerships with Lyft, like, you feel me, go all the way out there. But I'm like, you know what? If I do all that, it's going to push back the timing of this. So I lived in Penn Station North at the time. I'm like, Penn Station right there is near my house for outfit changes.
Easy money.
Put together a little vision board to get different scenes at the, you feel me, got a stylist, did my hair and my makeup, got a model, and we put it together.
Good money, good money.
Put it together.
Do you feel as though it's your favorite video?
So far, no. I feel like I haven't created my favorite video yet.
Oh.
Yeah. I have so many ideas that I really don't get too attached to my previous work. Like, I know it's great, but I'm like, I could do better. So I automatically go to the...
I completely understand that. Trust me. It's been so many times I've been trying to shoot a video, and like literally 15 minutes into like really trying to figure out what this should look like. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So for the folks that's just rolling in, that was Ride by Benni Harding, the episode 33. Wonderful, wonderful guest. Thank you again for joining me on this great episode. Thank you for giving me a great interview so far. Want to give a few shout outs to everybody that's in the building. Huge shout out to Baby Badu. Shout out to Joey Bricks, a great episode from yesterday. You guys check that out. Shout out to KLA. Shout out
yes,
to
my boo. I love you, Kay.
Shouts out to Darren Blow. Shouts out to Christina.
Hey, Darren.
Also, shouts out to Nick's World 245.
Yes, hello.
So, next thing I wanted to talk to you about, great thing that she's actually on the live, is your work and content with KLA. So, could you just talk to us about your relationship with her?
I met her probably a year ago almost at a show. She was real cool, chill. We followed each other. I saw she did YouTube. YouTube is something that I want to get into. I do upload on YouTube, but it's not really many Baltimore YouTubers here. So it's really slim pickings when it comes to collabing, which a lot of YouTube is about. So we finally linked up maybe 2 weeks ago. Actually, 2 weeks ago to the day. And we came, we shot the video, we vibed. Like, we just vibed so well. She came then and helped me shoot Miss Cam last minute, did hair, came help me style her and do the behind the scenes, just helping me go around and just get everything together, set up the backdrops and the backgrounds and getting food. Like, she helped me so much. Oh my goodness. And it's just like, ever since I met her, she just been like,
that's been love.
Creating content. We actually got a video dropping real soon with you as well.
Don't put me in this. Come on.
So make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, Kay's channel. Mine is Benni Harding, and if not, I'll make sure I put it on my story. But yeah, we got lots of content coming real soon. Real soon.
That's what I love to hear. So, along with the content, can we expect a new song from you guys?
I mean, we did do a listening session right after we filmed the other day, and she did say she found something she had an idea for. So, you know, you never know. You never know.
I don't know. Might want to throw it on. No, it's fine. So the next song I wanted to talk to you about was called Getcha. Tell us how everything came to be with this hit record.
Okay, so Getcha. So, okay, I'm one of those girls that normally if I want somebody, I'm going to have to go get them myself because for whatever reason, guys just don't approach me. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. So I always have to shoot my shot if I want somebody, basically. Or somebody got to, like, hook it up. It's very rare that a guy be like, hey, how you doing? Like, but, so that was, like, my revelation to the person that I was dealing with at that time to let him know I was going to get him.
So, who produced this song?
I believe it wasn't Panacho. Wait a minute. Don't you put me on the spot. This is 3 years old. Hold up. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember.
It's fine if you don't. Don't worry.
It was something that somebody sent me in the pack in the email. That you know how they send you the packs and you just...
I've had several like pack instrumentals and I like you get that one beat out of that entire thing.
Right. And it was years ago, like...
Cut the rest of the 36 songs that you sent me. I need this one.
Right. And that's exactly what happened.
Do you feel as though the relationship between the artist and the producer is sacred, especially nowadays where it's very instant, such as YouTube beats?
Right. I do, especially now as I work with producers and made beats from scratch. I really value that versus getting a pre-made beat, especially because sometimes you can't get the stems if you're into engineering, which I engineer too. The stems you can kind of do more with the beat. You can't do as much with the beat if you just get the regular MP3 of it. You feel me? And then you can kind of tell him how you want drums and snares and how to arrange vocals and all that type of stuff if you're with him versus if you just go with it already made. You kind of have to make what you write to that versus the other way around. So I think the producers are very, very much important, just as important as the artists, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Hashtag pay the producers. Hashtag
Period. Period. Get them their royalties too. Period.
Absolutely. Talking to you, Birdman. Nah, don't kill me.
Period.
Give a few more shout outs to everybody that's in the building right now. Shouts out to Justice. Shouts out to all of Demo Tape for doing a solid job with Baltimore media in general.
Yes.
Give a few more shout outs to Bitchy Spice. Shouts out to Beth Banger. Shouts out to everybody at B4D. Also, huge shouts out to KLA.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with the song,
I love you, Christina.
Shout out Christina. With the song like "Get Ya," could we expect more songs like these, where though it's like not necessarily heavily personal, but it's based on personal like transgressions?
Yeah, I got way more. I got so much for y'all. So much. So
Do
much.
we have a release date planned, or is that a little?
Give me like July, August.
I'm gonna hold you to it. July, August.
You gonna get something.
You heard it here first, folks. New Benny Harding, OTW, July or August, inside the Rapper Studio. Yeah. Once again, thank you very much for answering these hard-hitting questions, Benny.
No
thank you for giving me a great interview thus far. Inside the Rapper Studio, episode 33.
Hold on one second.
Oh, go right ahead.
Let me charge my phone. I want to dying on this.
I used to have that whole phone set up. You've seen it before, the whole phone set up.
Yeah.
I literally have to hold my phone like I'm FaceTiming now, just so I could charge it. So I completely understand it from that point. Huge shouts out to IG not fucking up so badly yet.
I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them.
Clap it up for IG. Hold on. We need to clap it up for IG.
Cause sis be acting up. I be like, for real, this what we doing? All right.
I just had the hugest crush on like Benny Harding. That's what that is. So
who you?
IG.
Oh. I'm like, who got? I ain't hear the beginning. I'm like, who got the biggest crush? They better. Tell them send me a check if they like me that much.
They owe me so much after those past few mess-ups. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, which we already covered, which is what's next for Benny Harding, the artist. But what can we expect next from Benny Harding, the content creator?
More images. I really have found love in creating images, shooting, styling, just being creative. Because outside of this, I'm an artist. I was actually an artist before I was a recording artist. I can draw, I can paint, I can sew, I can design. It's not really much I can't do when it comes to arts and crafts. I can do pottery, all that. But I want to get more so into that because I feel like music gets so stressful sometimes, just being critical of yourself 24/7 and just trying to make sure you're always doing your best and you're taking care of business. It gets stressful. So to have another creative art form that I can use as a medium to express myself, that's all I'm really worried about doing right now. Honestly.
That's love. I can take that. Because I feel like right now, especially in quarantine times, artists such as ourselves kind of put a lot of pressure on like being in the forefront instead of just like really just taking care of ourselves within a
Right.
time, like slowing everything down.
Right.
So do you feel as though like that slowdown within the shutdown has helped you not only as an artist but as a person?
It has, honestly, because I'm one of those people who doesn't know how to sit down. It literally takes for me to be sick for me to be like, all right. And even then I'd be like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, that's just how I am. So it gave me a calm because I just knew like you're gonna be good regardless. Like, you're not the only one going through this. Like, when it's just you and everybody else is moving around you, it's a little bit more stressful. But to know like it's calm, like we all like it's you feel me? It's a little bit of, I feel like it's a little bit of like compassion for each other now, a little bit more versus before. You feel me? So it gave me a little bit like, all right, what's up?
Do you feel as though that compassion can be spread within the music community, being as though that there's like, I guess, a history of, I guess, backstabbiness or just shadiness or just unfair, what's the term I'm looking for? Unfair business practices, so to speak.
Right.
And
I feel like it is, especially for me. Like, I've been like, even with the shoot I did, I collabed with Miss Cam, KLA, their music artist. I want to do more of that, especially when it comes to women, because like I feel like a lot of us get overlooked, and I don't mind. Like, we could do this together. Like, I feel like there's more strength in numbers anyway, and it's like, who could stop us? Like, who? Nobody could stop me alone. So imagine if I get more women next to me who they ain't stop. Yes, of course. Power Rangers out this morphin' time. that's a little inside joke with me, Cam, and Kay. It's morphin' time, period.
I wish I had inside jokes with Kay. We don't.
You feel me? You just gotta kiki with her real quick.
I don't. All she does is kiki, yo. She's a kiki.
You gotta. I'm a kikier too. Like, I look serious at times, but I'm really a clown. Like, I'm really like, I'm trying to be normal in here because I'm like, they gotta take me serious.
Right.
But, you know. Yeah.
Do you feel like that kind of shines out in your music, or is it like two separate mind states when you go in?
I feel like it does sometimes with certain bars. I kind of get a little witty and goofy. Like, you got to listen to the bars, though, to catch it. But I do say a little bit of stuff. People are like, what? Like, why are you thinking about that?
I feel like it's very necessary for artists, especially nowadays where everything kind of comes off monotonous and there has to be some sort of personality to be displayed.
Right.
A lot of artists kind of get into that self-conscious kind of feel when it comes to expressing that personality, whether it contradicts what's out right now or whether it fits. Do you feel as though what you do right now kind of contradicts what other artists do, or does it have somewhat of a fit, or is it somewhere in the middle?
I feel like I don't know. Let me see. Let me think. I feel like I'm in the middle. Only because I can go either way at times. I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to creativity. I feel like what would set me apart is visuals. That's what sets me apart. Sonically too. Once you guys do hear the music I've created sonically, I feel like I'm a part too. I'm gonna say I'm a part. I'm trying to be humble, but it's like, ain't nobody shit like mine.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be honest with people and yourself.
Yeah.
So the next song I wanted to talk to you about is something that you released earlier this year called Harder. Talk to us how you came up with Harder.
Harder came to me in a moment where I felt down, like discouraged. But I don't never stay down long. I always had this moment where like my brain clicked, like, fuck out of here. Like, you just gotta go harder. Like, if they sleeping on you, they not booking you, they not this, you gotta go harder till it's in their face, they can't deny it. And that's what that was. When I wrote that, that was the energy.
Do you feel as though having that attack on self-doubt helps you in terms of making songs like these?
It does, because I go in and out of that as an artist. So in those moments where I forget who the hell I am, I turn on songs like that and it reminds me. And that's why I'm kind of like not even too aggressive, even though I'm talking about I'm going harder, because it's like I'm chilling. What's for me is for me. I don't gotta yell. I'm gonna go harder with action, but I'm gonna let you know, and that's what I turn on, and I just get in my phone, and I'm like, yeah, keep going, go harder.
Absolutely.
Period.
I feel like self-affirmation songs are kind of missing in hip hop right now.
Right.
So like, it doesn't necessarily have to be I get this or I get that. It's I am this and I am that. Mm-hmm. Do you feel as though that's a void in the music industry right now?
Yeah, especially on the female spectrum, because while I am into the twerking and the city girl and the hot girl summer, it's empowering, but a lot of it too is still kind of like, everybody's not going to identify with that. They're going to want that song that still gives them that grittiness, but isn't so like, I'm going to take your man and this pussy is the bomb type.
Right.
So, yeah.
Do you feel as though those worlds can kind of like coincide within hip hop, especially on like the feminine spectrum?
Yes, I feel like it's needed. I feel like women are multifaceted. Even one woman, like I still listen to that same music, so I'm not downing it. But there's that time when you're on your way to work, or you're going through that breakup with your ex, or whatever you might be going through in your life, that you just need that song that's going to motivate you. And yeah, that's all it really is. That's why I created it. That's why I created it. It was things that I needed to hear that made me say, let me write this and let me say this.
Gotcha. So for those just walking in that didn't hear the song that was recently played was called Harder. It is a most recent single by the guest of episode 33 of Inside the Rapper Studio, the one, the only, the Empress, Benni Harding. Benni Harding, thanks again for answering these tough, hard-hitting your business journalism. I want to give a few shout-outs to everybody that's walking in as well. Huge shouts out to DJ Nick. He's going to be on this Friday for an episode. You do not want to miss this. Shouts out to L Busy, a previous guest of Inside the Rapper Studio. Good to see you. Of course, shouts out KLA, shouts out Graffiti Tech, and shouts out to GMD TV. Thank you for your support. So, yes. Benni, any last words, any last promotions, any last propaganda that you want to give to the people?
If you're not following me, follow me at Benni Harding. BenniHarding. Just keep an eye out for me. I don't really like saying too much because it's like, let me just do it. But just follow me and you'll see what I got coming up.
Absolutely. So, coming up next on Inside the Rapper Studio, we have Finagle Park's own Burnout. We're going to be talking about his upcoming project. Also talking about a few of his singles such as Dipset and Money Counter. You guys don't want to miss that. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through, showing love, whether it's 1 second, 1 minute, or the entire show. I'd like to thank IG for not acting up and actually giving me one entire part for one episode. Somebody can act right for once. Also, once again, I'd like to thank you. A great interview and giving me a lot of energy throughout your entire interview.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't sweat it. And yeah, that's about it. So, from your host, Square Swayze, and the wonderful guest of Benni Harding, I like to say, as always, wash your hands and stay in the house. All right, Benni, thanks again.
You're welcome.